So typically if someone wants to book it, they can just go to, liveyour-vacations.com and go ahead and put in the dates and book directly that way. They also can call in and get booked. And also too, we're on the OTAs, online travel agencies is what OTA stands for. So, obviously Airbnb and VRBO. So on Airbnb, not that it's a bad platform, or VRBO, obviously they're operating, they also charge an additional fee, and that's charged to the guest. And I do too as well. It's a little less than those platforms. So you're going to get a little bit more of a discount by going directly to myself.
Got it. So I see that you have at least 9 listings. I heard of some third-party apps called Guesty where they actually communicate with the guests instead of you communicating. Like, tell me, when would someone actually need to use that third-party app, and how is it with you communicating with the guests? Is it hassle? Tell me about that.
Yeah, sure. So I use a platform called Smart B&B, and that's a nice little messaging platform where it ties in all it shoots the guest this link, and it also shoots the guest messages during their before and during their stay, and it's all automated. So when someone books, it'll automatically say, "Thank you for booking my place. Looking forward to hosting you." Obviously, I'm keeping it condensed there. It's a little more wordier, but super condensed. And then 2 days before check-in, it says, "Looking forward to hosting. Here's your check-in instructions." First morning after the first night of check-in, it says, "Hey, did you get in okay? Do you need anything?" And this is all automated, just checking in, making sure that they got in okay, everything's up and running, they don't need anything from me. The night before checkout, it emails them and just, right, you've probably gotten this at hotels where it says, "Hey, just a friendly reminder, tomorrow checkout is at 11. Here's the instructions. Put the key back in the lockbox and, stay with us again." And then it'll also automate a review to the guests and also remind them to review us. Now, in that process, here's a nice thing, and I know you're listening and guests that want to get on this platform. Not every guest is great, right? Like, not every guest is a great guest, and sometimes we have to, and it's not many, just to, be clear, it's not many, but, there are some guests that come in and just don't follow the house rules and so on and so forth. So we do have to leave a bad review. The way that review looks, if they come in, there's a 14-day window after checkout that if I review them first, I give them a bad review, they have an opportunity to refute that review. And obviously, right, if they're in the wrong, they're probably going to start to defend themselves, and now it's just that drama online. So there's a feature in Smart B&B, it's called the bad review feature. So you type up the review that you want to leave that guest, like, they were really messy, they left the place a mess, they smoked in the unit, and things of that nature. You hit save, but it won't post on their platform or on their profile until the very last minute of that 14th day. So they can't rebut it. And so it's stuck to their platform, and now it's protecting the community, because if they're going to do that at my place, they're going to do it at your place, they're going to do it at another host place. A lot of the hosts, if we can continue to do that and review guests honestly, then we're going to not take a guest that has a bad review, because obviously they're just a bad actor in that platform. So it's nice. I've had to do that a few times.
I'm glad you share that, because that is extremely helpful. So that hack right there prevents any bad reviews and prevents any drama, and just great for the Airbnb community. So I am so glad you shared that information there.
Yeah, no, it's a really nice feature. Yep, for sure. So actually, obviously, as we talk about, income and revenue, so here's the, ninja tip or tip here on that is, obviously, if a guest comes in and they stain a sheet or they damage something in the unit, you can go and charge them for that damage and things. What's your review going to look like if you ask them for money after they check out on day one? So the process, that review is going to probably be bad. Maybe they did have a good stay and they were a decent guest. They left the place okay, but they just broke something. And should you eat that cost? It wasn't your fault that they broke it or stained the sheet or whatnot. So what you want to do there is just say, "Hey, listen, thanks for the stay. I just wanted to let you know there was a stain on some of the sheets, but don't worry, I am going to try to bleach them or what have you to get those clean." So that now makes a record of that through let's say you're on Airbnb, that starts the record of it. You also then can call Airbnb and say, hey, listen, this is what's happened. I'm going to try to repair or fix or clean the broken thing, but I think I may be requesting funds from this guest. I'll let you know. So that opens up a case with Airbnb. After 14 days, when they can't review you anymore, now you can actually, if you didn't get the sheet cleaned or whatever, and you had to buy a new set of sheets or some towels or whatever it was, now you can charge that guest without having the ramification of them coming back, maybe lying about their stay because they're upset because they knew that they stained that towel or that sheet, but they just wanted to say, it's not my fault, I'm not going to pay for it. So that's another way now to also kind of continue to keep some revenue or stop loss from you having to buy sheets when they're stained, or comforters or something done to them. You can do that after the guest has that 14-day window to review you.